Hi, this is Coach Pomai for ICE Mental Game Training. Welcome to our podcast, How to Motivate Yourself to Practice When You Don't Want to. Skater Dude has practiced a forward camel with a change of edge spin for his program, but hates doing it. He keeps falling. It's difficult and his body is sore. It's so frustrating when he can't get it right, but in his mind he hears his spin coach saying, "You need it in your program this year for the levels and points." In his mind, he knows that practicing will make him better, but his heart is not in it. He would rather jump. He's a jumper. He knows all the cliches. Practice makes perfect. Everything is practice. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is practice. With practice, his spins would get better. The only way his spins will improve is if he practices every day. But gosh, he doesn't want to. He'll practice for 5 minutes one day and then not again for 2 weeks. His only motivation is his coach. He only practices when his coach asks, "Did you practice your spins?" So the camel spin becomes more of a tail spin. Spinning out of control. Skater Dude wants to get better. He knows that it is essential to practice, but he hates to practice. He's not good at doing spins. In the end, he only hurts himself if he doesn't practice because he will lose out on the opportunity to score valuable points. He needs to overcome this lack of motivation. No one feels motivated to do things they don't like. It's easy to forget or put them off, but when you avoid the inevitable, you only make things worse. Yes, it is scary and unpleasant in the moment, but you have to see the big picture. It might not seem as important or as urgent now, but down the road it will be too late, not to mention the frustration and regret and stress you will feel when you have to do it in competition. No one ever gets better by avoiding the struggles. Don't lose your momentum or let things spin out of control. Instead, learn how to build your momentum a little at a time. Break it down. The good news is that you can change your habit of avoiding difficulties. First of all, stop looking at this as a monumental challenge. Break down your task, for example, forward camel, into bite-sized pieces. Start small. Practice 5 minutes a day for a week. Then 7 minutes a day for the next week, and then a little bit more. Keep going until you see a little improvement, then a little bit more. Eventually, the improvement you experience will become your motivation to practice the no longer dreaded task regularly. Build it up. Here are some ways to build your momentum to establish a new habit. Schedule time in your calendar. Start small. 5 minutes a day or session for a week, then increase the duration. Make it a routine. It is easier to remember to do something when it is done daily instead of sporadically. Associate the task with something. For example, use the last 15 minutes of your session for spins. Practice your edges for the first 15 minutes of your session. In the beginning, use reminders until it becomes a habit. Use post-it notes on your water bottle. Put a reminder on your phone. Find an accountability buddy, a friend, to keep you accountable. Download a habit-building app. As the saying goes, small daily habits lead to long-term growth. Little by little, you will start to see results. You will even reach a point where you feel inspired to practice as these habits become routine. Your lack of motivation can turn into a surge of momentum. It will become less of, "I need to practice because my coach said to do it," and more of, "I want to practice to improve." Once your motivation comes from within, there's no stopping you. Just do it. We are all guilty of avoiding things we don't feel like doing for a variety of reasons. It's too hard, I don't want to mess up, it's embarrassing. Other than these thoughts, there's nothing to stop us from improvement. We can create our own motivation by breaking down a task, then building up momentum little by little. Learn to become the I in motivate and the me in momentum. Okay, that's a stretch. But the point is, you can motivate your own momentum. You don't need to stay stuck. Skater Dude got all his levels on his spins at regionals and qualified for sectionals because he broke down his task and built up his momentum step by step. He turned his lack of motivation into momentum and success, and that's the way to put a new spin on things. So what have you been putting off because it's too difficult? Do you think these tips can help? Share in the comments or shoot me an email. Thanks for listening. If you want to improve your mental game for a competition or practice, download Confidence Mythbusters, a complimentary ebook from the link in the description box below. Oh, and please do me a favor and share this if you find it helpful. If you want to learn more, you can find us at icementalgame.com or like our Facebook page at icementalgame. This is Coach Pomai reminding you that it takes mindfulness to reach excellence. Until next time, aloha and happy skating.